What's up, YouTube? Today I'm going to teach you how to get mechanics like Squishy or Justin or whatever, and like try to teach you how they got to where they are. So yeah, let's get into it. So the main things that Justin and Squishy do are their air dribbles and resets and ceiling shots. That's what makes them super mechanical players, are really their air dribbles, because you respect them as a player so much when they're going for an air dribble at this point that it's like you expect them to do the best every single time because they've gotten so good. So what I'm going to be teaching are air dribbles and air dribble setups and ceiling shot setups. So basically, to go for an air dribble to get the perfect one every single time, it always helps from coming under the ball as well. If you want to get a really long carry and do really whatever you want with the ball, it helps to always start like resets, ceiling shots. It always helps if you want to get that long, nice, juicy carry. You always want to come from under the ball, let it kind of float there for a second, and then you have time to get whatever touch on the ball you want to get. And then you can just air dribble it in. And that's what gets your defender. Because once you give yourself time to do and get whatever touch you want, the defender will see like, okay, I got this much time, now I can fake it, I can go low. Like, you have so much time to decide what you want to do. And it's all about coming from under the ball and giving yourself that perfect angle. Your first touch needs to be really soft and light, so you can kind of stay with the ball. You can't hit the ball across the wall and expect the ball like to stay across your car. You kind of need to be feathering your boost. Kind of got to go under the ball. You kind of need to keep feathering. And then you can kind of like just practice aiming your car towards the net and practice your air control. Practicing your air control. This is actually from Jazer. This is one of the most important things that made me to where I am today. I always wanted to be a freestyler, and I'd watch Jazer's videos when I first started playing the game. And what he was doing is he'd start on this side of the field, just like this, and he'd practice just moving up and down, left and right with his controls, and trying to aim the other side of the post to get good air control. That's literally what I did for hours upon hours. Just flying across the map, doing flips, doing like random movements, and trying to turn until I get to the opposite side of the net every single time for days. This is how you get good car control. Just do 360 flips and try to end up on the opposite side of that corner of it. That will get you good air control, so when it comes to where you get good at everything at that point, when you're able to do that, you can literally do anything in the air. Like you can air dribble, I can touch it, can do a backflip, like I can keep the ball with me. All because of learning that simple thing that a lot of people don't know how to get good at. It's a grind. It's a grind of just practicing going. It may sound stupid, but it actually helps. Like if you're able to control your car where you don't fall to the ground or go to the ceiling or don't end up there, it just helps you improve your car control that much faster. Just practice that, going back and forth, just flying, doing flips, doing 360s, and that's what helps you early on to become a mechanical player. That's one thing. Another thing would be the ceiling setups. So the air dribble ceiling setups or the ceiling shot setups are kind of the same thing. Always going from under the ball will help. You can go for a pinch shot, you can go for it on the ground. It will always help for you to come from under the ball on really anything you do. Some air dribbles are better to come from the side of the ball depending on what you're trying to do, but it's always about making yourself have more time than your defender. If you have more time than your defender to think what you want to do, you're always going to get a better shot. When Justin and Squishy go up for things, they have such good mechanics that they make their defenders think. So they get a pop like this, what do? You know, are they going to fake you? Or are they going to get a shot on that? Like, that's what makes it so hard to play against Squishy and Justin. That is why they are so good at the game. You don't know what they're going to do because they give themselves so much time. This game is all timing, and once you figure out the timing of everything, you're able to figure out other players and what their consistencies are and what they like to do and what you're able to do. So it's all about coming from under the ball, getting the perfect kind of feather touch. You want to lightly touch the ball. You can jump on the ceiling, then you want to lightly touch, and then you can get an easy ceiling shot like that. But if you're a beginner, I'd personally say literally, like, I haven't heard anybody say this or, tell anybody to just practice flying. Like, go to the ceiling if you want to freestyle, do a backflip and try to land right on this corner. Make that your goal every single time. Try to land on that corner. You will get so much better. This is only for the people who do not have maybe the best car control right now and struggle with doing some of these things. But once you do that, you can be easy. Like, I can just easily just keep spinning, and then keep control of the ball while I do that. That's how you get that kind of control really quickly. it kind of speeds up the process rather than doing 1,000 air dribbles hoping to finally get it. It's like you do that, you consistently do that. Oh, now I can do a spin with the ball. You start learning how to do that. So yeah, this was kind of quick tutorial. Everything's really simple if you kind of know what you're trying to look at and what you're trying to do. Because going for a ceiling shot is not that easy, but it can be easy if you have the right tools to get good at that, and if you know how to set it up. Like I said, everything is about the setup. Everything else will maybe take a little bit of time to get used to, but doing the setups will be the most hardest part that you'll have to learn. And all you need to really realize is just, okay, let me pop this ball up through the center, and then just practice popping the ball up and getting a touch on it. Just practice popping the ball off the wall through the middle of the ball and just trying to hit the ball across. Because if you're able to just pop the ball up like this, and then get a touch over, and just keep getting a touch, you'll eventually learn how to, okay, now let me move my car and try to aim it towards net. If you just want to start off by getting small touches on the ball that lead into much better touches. Like bottom of the ball, I can jump to the ceiling, now let me just get a touch. So it just gives you the practice of like, okay, I'm getting the hang of jumping off the wall and doing the setup into like jumping off the wall. And that's really it on this tutorial. Like, if you guys want anything else to learn, most moves are really simple, just timing of it. You can just look at the timing of every single move. Most of the tutorials are very complex, and it doesn't need to be that complex. Nothing in Rocket League is complex at all, other than maybe like stall resets, maybe like the super freestyle things, but everything in Rocket League is super simple. It's just about timing. Rotation's about timing. Everything in this game is timing based. And if you learn the timings for things, everything will become so much simpler. Everything will be easy. You'll understand the game better. And if you guys want any more tutorials on how to do anything, let me know. Leave it in the comments and I'll try to get to it. And see ya.